Hello, thanks for joining me on Fourth Dimension Tarot. I'm smiling because I'm talking over here. My friend's over here sitting on the couch. She's a Cap. So I feel it on my heart. I know a lot of Caps actually to do a Capricorn reading. Overall energy. I combined two Oracle decks, very similar. See what the universe has. Just gonna take this, spread it out, pull a few. Turn the volume down on the commercial. Talk about Cap. This one. First card out. Detachment. Detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. Second. Chaser. I don't want to chase anymore. Hello. Hello. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. It's chasing other people for approval, acceptance, affection, worth. And I don't think that's what your person wanted, is for you to chase. Maybe so. It's a chaser-runner dynamic. That's what you're accustomed to. Okay, I'm going to grab a few more. That one flew up. Indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. That might be somebody who's taking some time to unpack their own things, and it feels very much like abandonment, rejection. Bottom of the deck, responsibilities. I have a lot of responsibilities. You want to have a conversation. I want to call you and hear your voice. That might be you or your person, because you go through a longing. Loyalty. You know this person is loyal to you. You may question it at times. Forgiveness is needed. I'm struggling to get over the past. That might be your person too. They might be unpacking some things. It feels very much spiritual, shadow work, right? Shadow work. One day, right? It's very hopeful for the future. They miss your absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. Bottom of the deck. Confessions, and it did come in the reverse. So somebody's really holding off on being completely straight with you in all of their dealings, but it feels like an unveiling, more like the confessions of shortcomings, right? There's a step in the program of any recovery step, talks about confessions of shortcomings, because you have to get to the shortcoming. We can whack at the branches of the actual sin, lust, gluttony, sloth, envy, pride, but the shortcomings is how it affects this person or how it affects them in relationships. I'm gonna leave these out. Divine masculine, yin yang. You might be a divine masculine. Somebody I feel is going elevation into their divine masculinity. Bottom of the deck here. Realization, they're going through an epiphany. It's coming in the reverse. They might be rejecting it. They might be fighting it. But it's very much epiphanies. Yeah, understandings. They're going through an awakening. That's what I feel. And then escape. They might think of you, want to just take you on the road, put you in their pocket, take you on vacay. Escape meaning they might still be also participating if your person is still fighting this epiphany, this awakening into old behaviors that still, or feels like still helps them cope with the feelings of loss, which is what this feels like. All right. This one, okay. A few more for Capricorn. Shine bright. It's never a mistake to give up on yourself. Some will take it for granted. Others will take advantage of it. Do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. This is very similar to the forgiveness and the detachment. Somebody I feel is kind of discerning worth. Where they poured energy in, over poured energy in, and where the other person took all the energy but didn't give much back. It feels very unrequited. So I feel, Capricorn, maybe you're the pourer into other people's cups, very much a Cancer card, you might be dealing with a water sign of Cancer specifically, where you're elevating with a shine bright. You might have spoken truth and loved on this person tremendously. Some people are going to just find this energy appealing and take advantage of it. Don't let that discourage you from remaining the shiny, bright self you are. It feels very much, you might be guarded, because this says to me, you are a spiritual creature by nature, and that your love and your awakening, your light, draws people in. That's what you are. I was just talking about that with my friend over here a few minutes before this reading. I'm like, let's pull some cards and find out, and here we are. Hint, hint. So it's very much guardedness. So if I hold on to an outcome with Joe or Susie Q and the outcome didn't come, well then F all the rest of the people on the planet kind of vibe. And this is like, don't protect your shine. Well, let me rephrase. Don't hide your shine, but be discerning. Four of Pentacles of who is worthy of your shine. Make sure it's equal give and take. Okay, now I'm going to pull, yeah, okay. I'm going to pull from a different deck. I love this deck. It was sent to me by a really good friend of mine, Lori. Thank you, Lori, for this deck. Every time I use it, I think of her. And she's a Scorpio. But this is a very rarely used deck. I only use it with my good friends and when I'm feeling led to. But this is very much, I think it's a deeper awakening you're going to have. Not all people suck. And not everybody's worthy of your energy, because I think you show up at the same time, same place, you're very consistent, you're very detail oriented, you're extremely invested in people, and then you're going to run into people that take it from you, and then you're going to run into people that are going to be so overwhelmed with how you love, it's going to shock them. They've never run into anybody like you. I'm sorry. I have the deck up in reverse, so I'll take these in that bright. Ace of Coins, Nine of Wands. Somebody's in their head about starting a new beginning with you. Taking you on vacation. This is very much going on vacation. And it feels like that's a seashell, but for real, it felt like a conch shell. So you might be thinking about going to Hawaii, somewhere warm. Somebody might want to talk to you about like going on vacation or going on a trip around water. The Nine of Wands, again, is that wounded warrior taking the inner strength, coming back into this relationship, fighting for something, when you're not really wanting it to. And I feel like this is you too, more so. I'll just speak for you, single caps out there, not in a current relationship, but this is you wanting to get back on the horse, right? For a brand new commitment coin, but you're not willing to, you don't even want to talk about the wands, Maria. I don't care about the players, let the players play. I'm ready for a real commitment. And the Spirit's, it's saying, it's falling under all these things like don't lose belief. This one here, okay? I have the Four of Wands in the reverse. And in the reverse is the collapse of previous relationships. Four of Wands is twin flames that you've tied energy to, outcomes of previous relationships. And it ties real well with the Nine of Wands, that wounded warrior. So you might have some unpacking of feelings, of sadness and needing to forgive these past energies for doing you wrong because you ran into these situations with wife energy when they didn't even give you girlfriend status. Take it as a guy, doesn't matter. But you're dealing with the divine masculine who is walking through something similar, this unpacking of what their worth and value is. They're doing shadow work, they're talking to their people, and you are shining bright. If you're a divine masculine yourself watching this might be something you're going through and you can't get this person off your mind, the person that initiated this awakening within you. You all may not be a Capricorn. I just heard that. You might be a whole different sign, but you're cross-watching for whatever reason, found me, and this is your message. Two of Knives. Tough, difficult decision. You had to make choices in the past. You feel like you made a wrong one, and you didn't. If you come back and revisit this, same with Capricorn. It's very guarded again, up in their head, can't make a decision. If something comes, even if you pray about it and say, God, please send me my person, and they show up, knock on your door, you're like, oh, I don't want any, thank you. Kind of like, I didn't make the right choice back then, which makes me guarded about my choices going forward because I don't trust my intuition. And it's the one with the blindfold and a bunch of water and a ton of emotion, and you're sitting this dance out. That's a little bit of this feeling, is afraid to make the wrong decision, afraid to jump back on the horse, jump into a relationship, especially if it's a past person because of the damage. That's the vibe I get. So regardless, if you get back together with this energy that I feel is pulling on you, you might be all of a sudden thinking of this person, hearing songs, dreaming. There's synchronicities that are occurring in your life that's pulling you back to think of this human being. You know, I feel like forgiveness is what's required, because without you forgiving them, you're still tying your energy to them through the resentment, through the not releasing it. Sorry, gonna keep it real. So the detachment, the Zen, this meditation is your original card out, is what is required for the current energy, and to detach from this energy of being chased or being the chaser, because neither of those are balanced. They're trying to find my happiness solution, completeness, you complete me out there, and pulling it in to help you feel like you're valued or loved. And this person, treating you back and forth, wishy-washy, in and out, make up to break up, in 1 week, out the next, coming back again. You seem to be the Seven of Swords, you know, defensive, fighting for this outcome, this energy, this relationship, and this person's wishy-washy because they don't know what they want because they didn't do the work. Gonna just put it out there. Tell me more about Cap. My friend is regretting sitting in this chair. I'm just telling you. I have the Chariot rushing in, the Sun, happy new beginnings. I feel like immediately as I pulled the Chariot, again, you might deal with water sign. That is the Cancer card. And the Sun also is the happiest card in the deck. This is what you're waiting for. And guess what's coming in? Bam. It's feeling like the next relationship, whether it's past, doesn't matter to me, don't care. I'm just feeling energy. And as a collective reading for Capricorn, several of you are going to get the highest level of love and commitment in your life you've ever gotten in this next relationship. You like blow your socks off. 10 of Knives. You have released this and you went into the Hermit. This person did as well. Whoever this past person is, I feel like you're mirroring each other a little bit. The 10 of Swords to the Hermit is going within and deciding what is it about the human being that I don't feel like it's the human, but for whatever reason, your happiness was tied with this. And the Epiphany, 5 of Wands, internal struggle of trusting this person again when they come back. Because you released this already, or you're in the process of releasing the outcome, not necessarily the person. You have love for the person. I feel you're guarded, but you don't want to be in a runner chaser dynamic. I don't think you want to be in that position again. And I feel like they may have injured you. For 1 or 2 caps, they did something that was unforgivable. That's what I just heard with the 10 of Swords. Like they put not just 3 swords, but a whole 10 swords in your back. You walked away from this, you released this, you went into hermit mode, and now I feel like with the 5 of Wands, that internal conflict, the butterflies, also anxiety about wishes fulfilled, makes you a little guarded to even have a conversation. It could be a Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus. It could be a Taurus. It could be, let me just feel, hold on. It could be another Cap. Could be a Leo, an Aries, Virgo, Gemini. It just feels like this person is now coming to provide, it feels like a higher level of commitment, because I feel like you were dealing with a wand and now they're in a pentacle state. I kind of feel like they didn't know what they wanted. And they spent some time alone. Yeah, this is a King Cups. They're now emotionally centered, where before I think they felt a little emotional or immature, unsure what they wanted. Now I feel it could be a feminine coming towards, if I'm reading for a masculine, saying I know what I want now. This person may have put you in a third-party situation. For the masculine I'm reading, cheated on you, or it seems like cheating. And the interesting thing is I don't think you knew what you wanted either. I think you were just investing out of habit. Daughter of Cups, Daughter of Coins. It's a Knight of Pentacles. So here comes this commitment, and it's the Star. It's very healing having this conversation. Ace of Wands, brand new beginning, passionate. They want to have a brand new passionate beginning with you. You do as well. You still have a lot of love, a lot of affection. You're so guarded about this past energy that wants to come in and just chit-chat. They don't want to just chit-chat. Now with that Ace of Wands there, they don't. They want to have a passionate new beginning. They would get a hotel room today. I'm not even kidding. It's very much like, let's get together and have dinner, coffee, share a pizza. Tower. This must shock the hell out of you, because I think the Tower is the ownership, the accountability that this person's taking to come forward. That's the Tower. It can't undo, and the conversation you have is very healing, because you have to be willing, again, you have to be willing to forgive to have this thing come in. 3 of Wands. It's strategizing, communication. They may be counsel with their friends or family about how to approach you. It's also, you might be talking to your friends and family after this conversation. Take it as it resonates. I feel like also work is a big deal with you right now. You're changing and focusing on work. And by doing that, you've released some of this energy that you have on the outcome of this past relationship, or the hurt, I should say. 7 of Wands, defensiveness, still guarded, and it's going to be a challenge. That's what the 3 of Wands is for me, is this person strategizing and coming forward, and it's a challenge for you to sit with this person. You have to get through some of this fear and anger and animosity you have. It's also challenge to stand on your own beliefs. You might be challenged, this is the vibe I get, to, and I've never met a Capricorn yet that doesn't speak their truth. I'm just keeping it real. Like, the most Caps I've met are, in my life, very verbal about boundaries. They don't like to have the conversations, but sometimes it's really challenging to have very long, like a 2-hour conversation about feelings. and be open-minded to hear what the other person says, receive it, think about it, and then not just react ping pong and be defensive. This is kind of what it feels like, because you want your point heard, and you're going to have to release that in order to have the conversation. Father of Coins, King of Pentacles. This is somebody who's serious. They've done the work and they want to come forward and take ownership, take accountability, strategize this conversation. It feels like it could be a family, a relative as well. I have pictures. It feels like somebody knows what they want with the pictures on the wall. They might also have, like, I'm just going to say, people in their ear about how to come forward and approach this, which is necessary. Family members, could be a son involved as well. Could be a sister involved. It's taking ownership and strategizing this conversation. I feel like you might be focusing on your bag. You're getting your work done. You're trying to get an elevated amount. You want to make things happen. Temperance, balance is definitely needed. And that's what I feel the divine is waiting on, because I have all the moons there, right? If you look at the moons in the picture, it's almost like a whole cycle or 2 or 3 have had to go by for this to come to fruition, because it's 10 of Wands, dropping the burdens. This person might be in another relationship they don't want to be in. It's extra responsibility. This person's the Sherpa, you know, the mule, not the Sherpa, but the mule. They're carrying everybody's weight on their head. That might be you as well, as defining what you want, what you won't want, and not taking anybody's baggage in order to fix them. Ace of Baskets, Ace of Cups, brand new beginning. You have a love coming in. I don't know if it's this person. You might have a choice, actually. Yep, you do. The Lovers. And everybody has their clothes on in here for the most part. And there's those fish again. I feel like somebody near water, maybe take you on vacation, talk about going on vacation. Somebody has a lot of love for you. A lot. And Cap, I feel like you did have a lot of love for this person, but because of the deception or nefarious activity or whatever, you put it aside and you moved on. But it never got cleared out, this cycle. And it's not bad, it just means that it didn't get closed out. You're gonna have a choice to make between this past person, or you've already made a choice to move forward and you met somebody. That's another energy I have, is you're already in a relationship with somebody else. 7 of Baskets, love that. 7 of Cups. You're gonna have so many options. I think somebody's going to have a hard time talking, but I think the 7 of Baskets is your opportunities coming in. 1 for work, at least 1 for elevated work, 2 for relationships. You might move. This feels very much like opportunities abound. You might date, actually, while you're dating. You're just dating. I don't know if you're committed to somebody, but you might have a lot of opportunities to just go out, friends. So this is just focusing on self, but it feels very positive, extremely positive for you coming in. This person does see you as possibly out of touch, untouchable, can't reach you. You might have this person blocked. 8 of Knives, they're up in their head thinking you have a lot of options, because you do. I'm just keeping it real. Is you got the 8 of Swords to the 7 of Baskets. They're worried that you're already in a committed relationship. They might be asking friends or family about you. This person wants to come back. Or at least they think of you often. They may not be in communication with your family or friends, but they think of you often. They look at their pictures and like project. Like they're very much in their head. This is an overthinker, very worried, consumed with fear and anxiety, I want to say. And the 3 of Coins. I'm not even kidding. They think you're in, like, God help me for saying this out loud. Capricorn, there might be one Capricorn watching me that the person's going to come back and say, it'll be okay if you already have a boo, thing, bae. I'll be your third party. You're focused on work. I don't even think this is somebody you'd entertain. If that's, I feel, several of you are just like very artistic, creative. You're creating your own new life. You're recreating your world. You're spending a lot of time and energy in doing something different, investing in self. That's a vibe I get. And as you're pouring into you, with going back to this original card that started your reading, detachment, you're in a Zen space trying to focus on self, connect with the universe, clear your mind, clear your energy so you can accept new things as they come in. And you have this hanger on that wants to show up and be present in your energy. 10 of Cups, right there. 10 of Cups. They want to offer you the world now. This is somebody that I feel, Capricorn, you showed up for this person in such a way that you poured into this person and they didn't match your energy, or vice versa. Take it as it resonates. You might be the recipient of somebody else's affection. And this person or you are going to say, it's your turn to match my energy. I'm not doing a damn thing. 4 of Pentacles, right? And this is 10 of Cups. They're going to invest in you because your wish fulfillment. Even if it's not the past energy, if you say no thank you to this one, the universe will send you a different person with the same energy. Just shocked as hell that they met you, because you're incredible and you're sustainable. I keep hearing consistent and sustainable. Most of the Caps I know are very, very reliable and consistent with every day. Very consistent. So when you're off, everybody knows it. It kind of like we get it. This is the Knight of Wands. Here they come. That's my Saturday night card. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of passion for you. They're going to pour into you. Father of Wands, King of Wands, very strategic, taking that risk, coming forward. Here's that plan, that strategy. This is what they're doing. It's leadership. This person's going through an elevation. They may be focused at work. They might have even gotten a promotion. I did get Emperor in the reverse, so they are still a little bit controlling, a bit on the self-centered side. You might have to wait or work through this or just let it go. I'm not sure what to tell you, but the Emperor in the reverse is still imbalanced. I'm taking it as I received it. The Emperor, I think you're waiting for one in the upright, and you might remain friends with this person and not give energy to this person. Because this person, energy, you know, the energy of the Emperor in the reverse is very, very self-centered still, very controlling. But also, you know, not quite. Want to be the Emperor, not quite. 3 of Knives to the Death card. Several of you walking away. Ba, ba, ba. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, 9 of Knives. This person's sitting in their high-level anxiety. 6 of Knives, wanting to take you to a higher plane, make it easier. Why they want to fix this problem you two have. Coming forward with the Knight of Swords. They might have gotten epiphanies, nudge. You know, I always say, anytime I see the Knight of Swords, for me, it's nudge, 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 shove. You know, so like when you get to the shove level, universe is like, you're missing your window. You better jump on this. I've sent you all the details, and that opportunity is closing. We're going to move on with our life here. And I feel like that's what they're acting on, is they just feel the need to reach out and say hi. They may not know why, right? But they see you as a Queen of Wands, you know, passionate, independent, financially secure, self-sufficient. And then the Knight, the King of Knives as well, strategic coming forward. So there's a lot happening here. They might be a little head over heart. They might be a little bit more cool, but below that is a very boiling attention, sexual attention for you, but it's also passion for you as far as I need to connect with your energy again. And they haven't quite done all the work, but they're so close. And it feels just very much somebody who's trying to come into their Emperor status. I hope this resonates, Cap. If you want a personal reading, reach out to me, Fourth Dimension Tarot at Gmail. Click the link below. Check out my calendar. Before you leave, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn school, there's a link for that too in the description box below. Until next week, Cap. Take care.